Giselle has a question for you guys. My 401k offers 3 contribution options.
Yeah.
Pre-tax, Roth, and voluntary after tax.
Ooh.
In what situation would I choose voluntary after tax? What's the benefit over traditional savings?
Man, Giselle, I love this when you set us up for this. And so a lot of people think that when it comes time to save in a 401k, you have 2 options. You do pre-tax or Roth. We talk about those ad nauseum. All the time we're talking about those. There's actually a 3rd option that people don't realize, and that is the after tax.
The apex predator!
The after tax 401k contribution. Here's what's beautiful about the after tax. The pre-tax and Roth are capped. You can only do $22,500 if you're under 50. It goes up to $30,000 if you're over 50. However, the after-tax portion is not capped at the $22,500. If your employer makes that available, you can actually put dollars in that all the way up to the Section 415 limits, which I think this year are $66,000. That's right. You could put $66,000 into your 401k if you so chose by doing the after-tax. You do the first $22,500 and do the pre-tax or Roth, and the remainder in the after-tax. And the dollars go in exactly like they sound like. They go in after-tax, they get invested, they grow tax deferred, and then when you go to pull those dollars out later in retirement, you pull out your contributions tax-free because you already pay tax on them, but the earnings are taxable, ordinary income, just like all of your other pre-tax amounts.
Wait a minute. I didn't hear my apex predator moment.
Did
I do it too early? Did I do it too early?
That's the way that after tax normally works. That's the way that it works.
Okay, there's more.
If you're not a financial mutant. If you're a financial mutant, though, you'll recognize that the after tax provides an amazing opportunity to do what we call the mega backdoor Roth.
There it is
for you, apex predator.
Yeah, so this is the opportunity where you actually get the conversion opportunity to turn those after-tax contributions actually into Roth dollars, all the way up to the 415 limits.
That's right.
Those big numbers. Now there is a catch. I want to calm everybody down. Is that realize you can't squeeze out your employer's free money, because this is a lot of times when I see these in action. It means, first of all, compliments to your HR department. Mm-hmm. Somebody is really nerdy. Likely they listen to the Money Guy show and they're financial mutants themselves, because this means they actively went out there to design a plan that actually has this after-tax option. So kudos. Probably means you have low-cost index funds and other great things because somebody did their homework and packed a lunch on this thing. So that's great. But don't squeeze out your employer money. So if you work for an employer who actively has, whether you're talking about profit sharing, matching money, that all fits into those 415 limits. So if you go out there and you get way too excited and you go take advantage of all $66,000 of this for yourself, but you squeeze out the $10,000 to $15,000 that your employer was going to put in, they just get to keep the money and you don't get the benefit. So that's why you always have to, it's kind of like when you go get a cup of coffee. Like, I was in church when I went and ordered whether I wanted a light roast, medium roast. They're like, you want room for cream? And I was like, yeah, I want room for cream. That's kind of what you have to do when you're doing these Roth conversions with the apex predator of mega backdoor. You have to leave room for your employer money so that you don't squeeze it out.
And so generally speaking, people ask, okay, well, when does that make sense? When do I start taking advantage of that? It's after step 6. It's after you've maxed out your employer options, because at the very beginning, you want to do the 22.5 in either the pre-tax or the Roth. And then as you get into hyperaccumulation, you're deciding, do I want to hyperaccumulate an after-tax brokerage account, or do I want to do mega backdoor Roth? So it is a between 6 and 7 type step for most individuals. Giselle, it's awesome. Send a link of this video to all of your coworkers because you should all know about it because it's stinking incredible.